Welcome to Applied Wisdom for the Nonprofit Sector. This is Module 1, Cultivating Culture. In the next 2 videos, you'll learn about the impact and importance of culture, as well as the specific steps you can take to intentionally shape your organization's culture to optimize its reputation, resilience, and impact. This video is about why culture is important and how it impacts people. Let's get started. Culture underpins everything that happens in your organization. It's a core organizational asset. How does your organization's culture express itself? Let's hear from an experienced nonprofit leader.
Our organizational culture expresses itself ultimately in our service to our clients, to our membership. We want to be very engaged, we want to be proactive, and we want to be always centering everything we do around our client and that high level of customer service. I think at the end of the day, when you look at how we're graded, it's on that client satisfaction and impact we're driving, what we're doing around engaging clients productively, and ultimately showing a very high value for the investment our clients make in us. So if I were to boil that down to really one data point where I hope we show up most effectively, it's in serving our clients, being responsive and being proactive wherever possible to advance their best interests.
Because culture is the foundation of everything that happens in your organization, you must develop the skill as a leader to foster the right type of culture. But what does that mean? The right culture? Simply put, certain types of culture are more effective than others. A culture that promotes and rewards respect and trust will be healthy and productive. It's also important to foster accountability and to practice clear and transparent communication every day. An exceptional culture will attract great employees and volunteers, board members, and supportive donors who can propel your mission forward. Power comes when a company walks its talk and acts in alignment with its values and mission. Let's hear from Michael Elliott.
I do immediately go back to the earliest days of the pandemic. And one thing that's always been a piece of our culture at the VMC Foundation is everyone jumps in when there's some big initiative or something big happens or complicated happens or where there's something very important to the organization and everyone needs the help. And I don't take that for granted because everyone has a job, everyone has responsibilities related to that job. And so to get people to stop doing that to focus on something else is not something to take for granted. And we've always celebrated that. And in those early days, it became clear that our organization would be tasked first with seeking donations of PPE and other urgently needed supplies to help keep our hospitals open. And overnight, we all got new jobs. And, obviously it was a massive public health emergency. So there was no ambiguity that we all needed to do something. But I think the fact that our staff so quickly transitioned into new roles and did so without complaint and did so with, I think, a lot of pride, like, okay, we can figure this out. Speaks to our culture being saving the day. I think if we're an organization where people are not encouraged to step out and out of their narrow job description, that would have been really, really hard. And I'm glad that we could lean on that part of our culture because it was so essential for us to switch gears very quickly and to respond.
Culture is so powerful, but because it's so powerful, there's a potential downside. For example, an organization with a stated value of caring or being a family might frequently expect its employees to work unplanned mandatory overtime. It's so easy to let that happen in an organization built on passion for a cause. But in the long term, it's going to generate resentment and build mistrust. Many unproductive attitudes can infect an organization that neglects its mission, vision, and values. For example, if you don't develop processes collaboratively by inviting input from all stakeholders, your culture may become plagued by simmering resentment. It can happen in a company that says it values belonging, and yet it won't stop managers from bullying employees or criticizing them in front of others. This disconnect between intention and action also shows up in data collection. There's more and more pressure from donors for nonprofits to provide data to demonstrate the impact they're achieving. But data collection handled insensitively can objectify the people whose lives are being measured. Having a strong, clear culture acts as a compass when navigating these difficult trade-offs. Cultivating and fostering a culture that aligns with your mission, vision, and values is critical for organizational success. It sounds simple, but it takes leadership intention, courage, and integrity. That integrity is why other people follow you. Okay, now it's your turn. Use the exercise called Cultural Touchpoints to brainstorm the ways and places people experience your organization's culture. Have fun with it. The goal of this exercise is to get you thinking about the places and opportunities where you can intentionally shape culture. In the next segment, we'll unpack the how. What steps do you need to take to align action with intention and cultivate a healthy culture? See you there.